available to us. So thank you once again. We do have the chat feature open where you could ask your questions. We're going to try to respond to your questions as we move through the presentation. And again, just to remind you that the session will be recorded so that you'll have access to this, and it will be available on our Liberal Studies webpage. And there is the link to that. We will also make the slide deck available to everyone who wants it or who would like it. We do have your email addresses so that we can send that link out to you, and then we'll see how we can make that link available to you. So I want to begin by first introducing myself again. My name is Shireen Martinez, and I am the department chair for Liberal Studies. I am a product of the CSU. I went to Cal State LA. I didn't go to Cal State Long Beach, but I went to Cal State LA. I also went to UCLA, where I finished a lot of my doctoral work, and I focused primarily on college and career readiness and providing access to primarily students of color. I'm also a mom. I have 2 teens at home. My son just started his senior year of high school, and my daughter is in her 2nd year of college. Both my husband and I are educators. So we've been doing education and in schools for, oh my goodness, since 1st grade as students, actually even kindergarten, as students, and then as teachers, and then as supporters and educators and administrators around the College of Education here, and then my husband at East LA College. So thank you once again for joining us. I want to see if our Dean Shireen is in the room.
I'm here, Shireen.
All right, wonderful, Shireen. So I'd like to pass it over to you. So Dr. Shireen Pavri is the Dean of the College of Education. So welcome and thank you for joining us, Shireen.
Absolutely. Well, welcome everyone. As Dr. Martinez said, I'm Shireen Pavri. I'm Dean here in the college, and I am excited, happy, and very proud to welcome all of you and your family members to Cal State Long Beach, to our College of Education, and to our Liberal Studies department. I really want to say to all of you that you should be extremely proud of your sons, daughters, partners, whoever your family, or yourself. Some of you here are in our College of Education and Liberal Studies program. You are entering, or your family member is entering, a profession that truly makes a big difference in our community. I love to repeat this quote that a teacher impacts 3,000 lives directly. One teacher during the course of their career typically works with at least 3,000 students. And think of that ripple effect once they start impacting the communities that these students come from. So at Cal State Long Beach, the success of our students is our top priority. We are a really large campus. We have over 40,000 students, but we do our utmost best to reach out to each student individually. And so your students are going to be working with top-notch faculty. They want to get to know your students, so please ask them to reach out to their faculty. Our Liberal Studies advising staff, who I think Dr. Martinez will be introducing you to shortly, are excellent resources. Again, encourage them to reach out to all of our staff if they have questions, if they want to check in. Because again, there's so much that happens in college lives that it's really important to stay in contact with an advisor. The campus has rich resources. We have scholarship programs specifically for educators. We have student clubs, activities, organizations. We have basic needs supports, study abroad opportunities. There's a whole array of sporting events, performing arts. I strongly encourage you to get involved. I see some of our students nodding. Excuse me. Please get involved and make the most of your experience in college. So like Dr. Martinez said, I too am a parent. I have, my son is actually going to be a sophomore, but has not left home yet. So he will be going to college in a couple of weeks. And so I, much like you, share that bittersweet feeling. I mean, it's great when our kids grow up and spread their wings and move on, but I know there's excitement tinged with a little sadness maybe, and a little anxiety as we are still navigating the pandemic. And so what I would like to assure you is that Cal State Long Beach is taking the highest level of precaution on campus to ensure everybody's health and safety. Students have been asked to upload their vaccination records. If they're not vaccinated yet, they've been asked to go through weekly testing. Masking is going to be required indoors. Campus density is low, and every care and precaution is being taken. So I do want to assure you of that as well. Once again, my warm welcome to all of you, to your students, and to you. You're all now part of the Beach family, and we look forward to meeting with you and seeing your students and helping them through their educational journey. So you'll hear me say this often: go Beach, go teach, go lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Shireen. And I also want to thank you for joining us. I also want to give us an opportunity to meet some of our student support crew team who is here with us today. So I'm going to if we can just go down the list. Let's see. Let's see here. We have Norma. I know you, Norma, you're here. You want to just introduce yourself really quickly?
Yes, of course. So hi, everyone. My name is Norma Martinez, and I'm one of the Liberal Studies peer mentors. I just graduated last spring, and I will continue this semester pursuing my teaching credential. And I'm here for any help in general, anything that has to do with schedule planner, degree planner, and I can answer questions from student perspective.
Wonderful. See, they enter our program and they don't want to leave us. So they come back, which is super awesome. It tells you that we absolutely are doing some things to really support our students. So Norma, that's so good. I'm so glad to hear that you are in a credential and that soon you'll be entering that other world and that other profession where you're impacting thousands and thousands of students. I like that number, 3,000. So it's been at least, I don't know, 20, 30,000. For those of us who've been in here for decades. Molly, is Molly here?
Yes, I am here.
Molly.
Hi, my name is Molly Evans. I'm also one of the liberal studies peer mentors, so I can help with all the same stuff Norma was just saying. I'm going into my senior year, so yeah, I can definitely answer things from a student perspective. I transferred in, so that's another perspective too.
Absolutely. Thank you, Molly. We have many, many students who are going to provide us with multiple perspectives and experiences. So thank you for joining us. Lily, is Lily here? I don't think Lily is here. Okay. Arnaisia? You know I missed.
Hi everyone, I'm Renee. I'm a third-year student. I'm in the liberal studies pathway. I will soon be applying to the ITEP program. So pretty much the ITEP program I want to go into is the UDCP one.
Oh, very good.
And that's my hopes and dreams right now. Also, I can give you guys advice on student experience or anything you would like to know.
Arnaisia, that is awesome. So our UDCP is our urban dual credential program where students have an opportunity to complete both a multiple subject credential as well as a special ed credential. So she'll be walking out of Cal State Long Beach with 2 credentials. So that is awesome. Chloe.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Chloe. I am one of the student ambassadors with the College of Education, like Arnaisia. I am a liberal studies major. I'm going into my 3rd year, and I was recently accepted into the ITEP credential program, which is really great. Yeah. And I'm also a member of the honors program at CSULB, so I can also speak to that aspect of Cal State Long Beach. And yeah, it's a bit about me.
Good. Congratulations, Chloe. Thank you. And Jacky.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Jacky, and I've been at Cal State Long Beach for about 2 years. I got my bachelor's from Dominguez Hills in 2019, and I'm currently in the education specialist credential program. I'm set to student teach in spring of 2022, so right around the corner. And I'm a peer mentor with the Caminos project. For those of you that don't know, Caminos is basically a program that helps like undergrad and post-bac students to pursue a career in teaching, specifically helping Latinx students. So if any of you guys have questions with that, I could definitely help with that.
Thank you, Jacky. We're certainly going to reach out to you and have you share information about Caminos with all of our students. And then we have Lisbeth. Lisbeth.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lisbeth Garcia. I am the department coordinator here for the Liberal Studies Department. So if you guys have any questions, send them my way. I was also a student here at Cal State Long Beach once upon a time. So it seems like I never left. So I'm happy to be here. And I'm also a mom of two little boys who one of them is going into kindergarten this year. So I'm excited for that. And also lucky because they have been lucky enough and just found out that his teacher is actually a credentialed student that graduated just last year. So both of my kids have had teachers that have graduated from here at the College of Education, and they're very good, and we're lucky to have that. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Lisbeth. So absolutely, your children are in a wonderful place. The CSU is an awesome university, not just because I work here, but I also am a student and I've been here, and if you live the experience, and these students here in front of us are certainly a testament to that. So I want to share with you just some expectations. There's a lot of information. I opened up by saying, we don't have all of the answers, but we're going to provide you with the information that we have. And really, this is an opportunity for accessing resources and asking some questions about what you could or should, what your students could or should expect in fall 2021. So we know that COVID-19 has challenged us in ways that we have just never experienced before. But now we are really planning for a safe return to campus. So fall semester 2021 will combine both online classes with some in-person and hybrid classes, where the expectation is that students will be on campus face-to-face in a classroom with faculty. And then we're still going to continue some online courses as well. So we have the online classes plus the in-person and a hybrid, which is really a mix of both. The schedule of classes indicates how the course will be presented or run, whether it's an online or if it's an in-person or some combination, such as a hybrid. So you want to pay attention to the schedule of classes. One of the things, as Shireen, Dean Pavri mentioned, if you are accessing campus this fall, you are required to be immunized. For questions about the policy, you certainly can reach out to Student Affairs. They can certainly provide additional information if you have very specific questions. For us, the policy is clear. These are the expectation is that you're going to be vaccinated. And then if you have questions, you want to certainly reach out to Student Affairs. So students, faculty, and staff are completing a COVID screening prior to accessing campus. That is also something that is expected of us. So as soon as we come in or prior to coming onto campus, we provide information, and then we get cleared, and then we get our little green check mark, and then we're on campus. And that's going to be important to be able to keep everybody safe. The guidelines are here so that we can keep everyone safe and healthy, and that we can keep the campus open to folks in person rather than remote. Communication is going to be important, right? Communication with your child, with your student, staying connected, providing support, but encouraging them to advocate for themselves. They are college students, so there is a different level of expectation for them. And in terms of how they navigate, they're all learning how to navigate the college experience, and they will continue to do so in the coming years, just like our student support team has done and is continuing to do. They're either post-bac, in credential programs, undergrads, first year, second year, third year, they're navigating the experience. And for us as parents and family members, it's important that we provide the support that they need. And it could be books and materials for class. It could be a place to study. It could be access to technology. It may be something else, but what's important is that you're communicating with them and asking them how you might be able to support. One of the things that we know about college success and about student success in general is get involved, get involved, get involved. Absolutely important to stay connected, especially because many of them have been away for like a year and a half, right? My son went to school, and like many of, if you have other children who left and then didn't go back for like a year and a half to see live individuals, and that was certainly challenging. So really important that you encourage students to get involved. We have a great deal of not experience, but opportunities for students to stay connected. Beach Connection is just one example But there are multiple examples. We have student clubs on campus. We have a health and wellness center on campus. We have academic clubs, student clubs, sports teams. We have an awesome volleyball team. I think 3 or 4 of our former volleyball team members played in the Olympics this summer. We had probably at least a dozen athletes who participated and competed in the Olympics this summer. But you know, the college experience is about athletics. It's about self-discovery. It's about choosing a major, changing a major, maybe not having a major yet, and that's okay, because this is an opportunity for students to learn and to explore, and really to gear up and get ready for that next phase in their lives, which is exploring careers. And here on our campus, we have access to support students in all of that kind of decision-making and in all of those kinds of processes and experiences. So encourage students to, again, get involved. You may see that, like I said, sometimes students coming in as a major, they may or may not have coming in as freshmen, they may or may not have a major. One of the things that we do require is that all undergraduate students declare a major by the time they've reached 60 units, right? Or during that semester following. We do have a career development center that is well staffed and provides a great deal of assistance for career exploration. We do have someone who focuses just on careers in education. So we do have resources, and your students will hear through either social media, through our social media connections, through our email blasts, and through various announcements here on campus up and down the corridor about sessions and workshops that are geared toward getting them ready or exploring various careers within the field of education. So we have plenty of resources, so it's going to be an important piece of their experience. Another key piece or important piece of the college experience is going to be connecting with faculty. All right, students are going to be in classes every semester, 12 units, 15 units, and they're going to connect. So it's going to be really important for students to reach out to faculty. Faculty on our campus and even at the community colleges and our partner campuses, they really do structure their courses to foster the richest educational experience for students. They've been preparing, you know, our faculty have been preparing, some of them since they ended last semester. In the spring semester, they started thinking about the fall semester. What am I going to do differently? What worked? What didn't work? What can I do to improve the way in which I approach my particular class? So they have preparing their course syllabi. They're prioritizing communication. So your students will be receiving emails from faculty encouraging them to log on to Beachboard, get on there, take a look at the syllabus, maybe start doing a little bit of reading, not a lot, but just a little bit, just kind of introduce yourself to the syllabus, get geared up for fall. You know, I go through these rituals when I would start. I would go out and buy my little notebooks, go out and buy my little pens and pencils, and then just get ready, because it was so important to be able to ease into the new semester. I assure you that our faculty are learning new technical and technology tools that they can use to integrate into the courses that are both online and hybrid, and then also in person. We are recognizing and acknowledging that technology has a place within education, and we're utilizing that technology as we learn and develop our own skill set as professors and faculty members. Communication with faculty will begin in the coming week, if not already. Okay, so make sure that your students stay connected, check email and Beachboard for access to information about courses. Oftentimes Beachboard is that one way in which faculty communicate with students. So it's super important that we encourage our students to view those emails. Okay, don't hit delete, view them. Programs and services. These are just a bit of the resources and services that are available to us. We also have our peer mentors, our SAMs, who are our ambassadors who work with our community college partners and then also work here in the College of Education. We have our postbac, our Caminos project. So we have a great deal of support and services within the College of Education, but outside of the College of Education, we also have resources and support for students. For example, student services. We have counseling and psych services. We have the Bob Murphy Access Center that is supporting students with disabilities. We have a 24-hour, 7-day mental health resource that you can also access. There's a CARES team on campus also to support students with mental health issues or concerns. We have technology access and support. So if students are taking an online course and they need access to a laptop or a hotspot, they can fill out a form and participate in our technology loan program, okay? There is also a parent and family guide, and this parent and family guide, so outside of the College of Education, outside of liberal studies, there is a family and parent unit at the university that also provides information, important university information and resources to help your students navigate that transition to college life at Cal State Long Beach. So I provided that link. They offer additional workshops throughout the academic year and the summer before students typically come into campus. And that is primarily, there may be some financial aid resources and workshops. There's also possibly housing. There's certainly one that focuses on the repopulation of the campus. So you want to make sure that you access a lot of these programs and services. We are moving into not full capacity, but certainly you will see that many of our resources and say, for example, our bookstore, our student rec and wellness center, they are all opening. The library is opening up. The Horn Center is opening up. All of these centers and resources and buildings on campus are opening up with staff to support students. So make sure that you access all of the information. And I want to recognize that as we move through the semester, things may change. And if and when they do, you want to be able to access the Reuniting the Beach page for COVID-19 campus updates, right? So we know that we are in a situation where there may be some changes. There may be a need to alter the way in which we are currently planning to carry out the semester. And if that happens, this is the page where we will provide information related to changes as a result of COVID-19, okay? As a result of the pandemic. We can, oops, I'm sorry. Here we go. So here are a couple of questions that came in before the session. So the first question is, are in-person or hybrid classes potentially going to change to online format? Possibly. We hope not. And by us following the guidelines, it increases the likelihood that we come back to campus and continue to come to campus. But again, we want to make sure that you access the Reuniting the Beach page for COVID-19 campus updates. It's super important that we follow the guidelines. It's such important, you know, the fall 2021 semester is going to be an important transition year because we do have probably about 40% of our students will be coming back to in-person instruction, and same thing with our staff and our faculty. What is the plan for spring 2022? We expect to increase the number of in-person courses for spring 2022. The expectation is that we will be experiencing a at full capacity in-person in spring 2022. What if my Wi-Fi at home is unreliable? Well, students have access to a loan program for laptop computers and mobile internet hotspots. So again, participate in the technology loan program. For those of you who are taking the online, or your students who are taking the online courses, you want to make sure that you simply fill out the form, access that technology loan program. It is available to you. We're going to be extending that through fall 2021. So that is available as a resource to students and families. Are there any questions that we can? Yes, Josh, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I have a question about the whole procedure about the whole like being vaccinated. So I was just curious to know, like when you go to campus, are you gonna have to like physically have your like vaccination card as proof like that you are vaccinated, or do you just have to like upload it to like the like university system for them to know, or
Correct.
how is that gonna work?
So you are required by August the 23rd to upload verification that you have received the vaccine. And you do that through your single sign-on. That make sense, Josh?
Yeah, so that means then if we have already done it, that means when we go back on campus for any in-person class, we don't have to like physically show like the card or anything in case they need it or anything?
That is correct. You do not need to show the card. However, every time you come to campus, you are required to complete the COVID screening prior to coming to campus. So you don't
Okay.
need to show your card. What you do need to do is once you've uploaded that verification, every time you come to campus, you have to submit your screening. So there's two things. One is the vaccination verification form. And then the other one is the screening. So the screening is required every time you come to campus.
And is that going to be through like an app or like a test or something? Or
At this point, it is through our single sign-on. So you could access through the app, the CSULB. How would I describe the app? Can one of our students help us with the single sign-on app? Let's see if I can. So everybody has access to your Beach ID. It's where you register, where you access your particular student records. So we call it our, it's an access app. Let's see if I can, let's see. Yeah, so you go to your Microsoft Online account and then we're using, so you should have received an email on how to access your CSULB portal. And on the portal is where you would see the chiclet that has both the verification, vaccine verification, and then the vaccine, the COVID-19 check-in screening. Okay. Any other questions? No other questions, thoughts, concerns? Maybe a word from our peer mentors on their experience. Is this your experience coming back full-time, in person?
Earlier, I heard you mention that app, and I just wanted to tell people like we do have a Capsule Long Beach app that is efficient more than just doing your questionnaire. You can also do your classes and stuff on there, and it helps you like get around campus because we have a map. But on the app personally, you can I only have it on my phone, but if you guys can see, it's kind of bright.
You want to share? Arnesia can, let's, oh, okay, it's on your phone. Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys see that little, like right there, it's the One Beach, and then you can go on there and it will have the questionnaire like at the very top, and you guys can just fill it out. And it's really convenient because I know that going onto the portal, has a lot of steps lately, so you can always go on there and do it, and it's convenient, and you won't forget it because it's like right there. So yeah, I just
There we
went to-
go. Download the app. So there is the CSULB app that you can download. And then you can access the resources and information and the chiclets for you to complete the COVID screening.
And someone asked a question that said, if we're dorming, do we have to go back home if we go on lockdown again?
I think it really will depend on whether or not there is a full lockdown, the range of the lockdown. We really don't have clear answers for that. Ideally would like to avoid that kind of situation. So just to reiterate that it's important that we follow the guidelines to keep folks on campus so that we avoid the lockdown. We are following both OSHA and CDC guidelines for what to do in this kind of situation. So no clear answers for this one.
Also, I was on campus and in the dorms when the lockdown did initially happen. And I feel like the school handled it really well compared to like some of my other friends were telling me stories. And I was like, wow, that sounds a lot worse than what we just had to do. And so, yeah, obviously we all hope that that doesn't happen again, but I feel like if that does, the school will handle it well. And they did last time. So if that's helpful to you, I hope it is.
Thank you, Chloe. Any other questions or even thoughts from our mentors and our student support team who can share with us a little bit about your experiences this last year and what you're looking forward to? There's another question in our chat.
I would say my experience last semester and this whole past year was actually really good because transferring from online, like going in person to being online was difficult for me, but the professors are really like great as like communicating. So like as long as you communicate with them, like even in person, as long as you communicate with them, they will communicate with you, and they care more about your struggles and what you're having problems with. And as long as you inform them, they are really like just helpful and acceptive of like, because they know like things happen. Like you don't have service some days, so they know that you're not missing class, so just miss class. You're missing class because of service. Like I had a power outage that happened, and I had to miss class all day, and I just let my professors know when I did get service, and they was like, "Oh, it's okay. Here was the work. This is what you missed. Don't worry about it." So like it was really good for me.
Thank you, Arnesia. And that's absolutely true. Things happen, and the better you are at communicating with faculty, the easier it will be to arrive at a solution, right? We are really about providing solutions and supporting students, but we need to know, right, as faculty members, and sometimes students are hesitant to communicate information, but it's important to stay connected with faculty so that we can provide better support. Remember, we're here to support you and support your educational experience, right? We want you to be successful. And that is true of all of our faculty members. Any other questions? Comments, thoughts? Okay. So here is, sorry. So here's a summary of what I shared with you. I know it's a lot of information, a lot of links. One of the things we know is that it's going to be a mixed learning experience for fall 2021. We are going to have both in-person, online, and a mix of both in-person and online instruction. Faculty absolutely are structuring their classes to foster the richest experience for students. They've been preparing. They're here to support students. They want to be successful in the process. So it's going to be really important that you stay connected, that you communicate with faculty members, that you follow us on social media accounts for liberal studies. We provide a lot of resources and access to workshops, activities on campus, not just within the College of Education or liberal studies, but outside of the College of Education. If there are questions, then certainly you want to reach out and use that particular email, CED Liberal Studies, to be able to connect with us. And then one of us will respond to your particular questions. Our office for general inquiries, for general information, for faculty assistance, we are open. We do have scheduling appointments if you want to come in, if you want to do a Zoom session, or you want to come in and meet with an advisor. We have availability throughout the day. So we are absolutely here for students, both in person and virtually. Okay, you don't want you to think that we're just here virtually. We are here. I'm in my office 3 days a week, and then I work remotely 2 days a week. My colleagues, our advisors, same thing. They're on campus providing support for students 3 days a week, and then working remotely 2 days a week. And our hope is that for spring 2022, all of us will be back to campus at full capacity on 100% basis. Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for our support team, our peer mentors, our SAMs, our HSI Caminos mentor. Who else do we? Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us today and providing support for this particular session. Again, please feel free to reach out to us. You have the CED email. I will also put my email in the chat so that you have that as well. So please feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns that you might have. All right, everyone. Well, thank you once again for joining us. And we look forward to working with your students throughout the years, not just this year, but in other years as well. Okay.